Hi, Sagittarius. This is Just with your June 17th, 2019 weekly reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Sagittarius, um, for some of you, basically, there's a need this week to cut your losses, a need to cut your losses. And that's pretty much what a lot of your reading is talking about, cutting your losses. Some of you can't because you're confused, which really there's nothing to be confused about. Cut your losses. But you're confused. You may not know exactly, what losses there is to cut. You don't want to cut the wrong thing. You don't want to leave the wrong thing. You know what you need to leave. You know what you need to let go of. You know what you need not to not return back to. Some of you, I feel, the challenge this week will be your benefit it's interesting because your benefit is to start focusing on working towards something. Like that should be your focus, working. There may be two people that can kind of assist you with that. Doesn't mean that you know these people. If you're looking for a property, if you're working at a new job, you may meet two women. Like you don't know these people at all, but at some point this week, next week, they become, apparent. In your travels, in your journey, in your efforts of moving forward and working towards something, two women will be a benefit to you. So remember, I said that, and that's for men and women, Sagittarius. But that's exactly your challenge this week is to, it's a benefit for you to get something started and start focusing on working toward getting the things that you need to take care of. But the challenge this week is going to be to see it all the way through, to actually actualize the completion of your efforts, seeing the results of your efforts. So some of you may feel like you're not putting enough attention and time into a situation that you need to be, or you're not seeing the results of any efforts that you're putting forth. And that may kind of put a dent in your finances for some of you. Some of you may not feel like you're preferred. So if you are looking for work this week, I don't necessarily see it coming through, at least this week. You're kind of sharing that same energy with Scorpio of you may get some callbacks, you may get some interest, but I feel like the difference between you and Scorpio is that Scorpio may just say, no, thank you. The person may renege later on. So you may be led to believe that the situation is promising, and then it's like, well, you don't hear back from the people, and actually they're going to go with a different candidate. So at first you communicate with them, oh, it all sounds great, then you get a message in the mail like, unfortunately we're going with a different candidate. So I would say be very practical. And this week, this is a week, this is not a year, this is a week. The advice is for you to wrap things up in your life. You, I think, are underestimating the power of your mind. Your mind, to some extent, has you all messed up. I want to say, you're either reminiscing too much about the past, and you're frustrated, so you may be acting out and using your words as weapons against people. And you may be taking on a very selfish mentality too. Like, I'm going to make sure I get something out of the situation. Like, you're not thinking about other people, which is so un-Sagittarius. But like I said, it's a week. This is really not a good energy week for most people. Last week wasn't the best, even though you guys had a pretty good week last week. But I think we're in the thick of things. The full moon is in your sign, so there is a need for you to conclude things, and I feel like you're not really doing it, and as a result, it's coming out in other ways that isn't for your better, right? So arguing, it's like an unavoidable argument that's going to happen, and I feel for a lot of you it happened already, and you're just kind of feeling the effects of it, and you may be like, fuck it, I don't care, I don't care, I'm just going to go and move on, and as long as I'm not hurt in the process, I don't care. Others of you may be confused of how can you fix it, or can it be fixed, or how did we get to this place? But it's over. Some of you literally, I'm not the person that, I don't like this whole forever or over. life doesn't work that way. Sometimes it is over. You never hear from a person again. And for some of you, that could be the case where some form of a relationship or options or opportunities or situations may come to an end, and it not to come back again. For some of you, yes. I feel like you're very guarded this week. You may be, I just get dissatisfied with everything. You're not happy mentally. You're not in a great place. You may be feeling like, you're not going to let anyone or anything get the best of you. And that in and of itself, that mentality itself, albeit you're trying to use it to safeguard yourself and to defend yourself and ward off any potential predators, you then become a predator. You yourself become the predator. Because your only aim is to get out of a situation what you want, what benefits you. And that's what kind of hurt you in the past with people with that same mentality. And I see that it kind of starts to take shape even more so. And you are feeling dissatisfied. Someone could be trying their best to help you, to be there for you. Or you could feel this way, like your efforts are being taken for granted. And, woe to that person that would take you for granted, or vice versa, because, it's only going to come back to haunt that person down the line. I feel like Sag men are very dissatisfied this particular week. And despite the fact that there's someone who is, really interested in you, or who's really trying to help you through, you're giving off this very dissatisfied energy. So be careful with the mouth that feeds you. Like, be careful. I just want to say, be conscious, not even careful, just be conscious. I want to say, again, I see opportunities, maybe communication. There will be some monies coming into you this week. Ideas that you can kind of, if you're putting that work and energy toward that idea, it can grow into profit and finances for you. Obviously it won't be seen this week, but it's down the line. It's for the long run. Sag women may feel unclear about how do I get this off the ground completely. And because you're unclear, because you're frustrated, because you're guarded, because you're unsatisfied with just what it seems to be life, it's like you're just like, oh, I'm not going to do anything, to hell with it. And there's viable options here that you're not going to act on. Again, 2 women may be a benefit, but also the energy that you possess will be a benefit. So being more emotionally vulnerable, but in a way that nurtures yourself and others. Being far more conscious with your finances, and look and see the possibilities of where you can grow it and how you can nurture it, and how you can expound upon your money working for you, right? So being more grounded. I don't see you guys losing money. I feel like your mind and your emotions are getting the best of you, just like Scorpio. And as a result, you guys are not taken too well to this ending. You feel it. It's like, I don't know how many full moons there's been in Sagittarius. I know there has already been one, but you feel that this situation, there's some type of having to end something that's not ending. Okay. But even though a situation hasn't completely ended, the advice is for you to take your ball and go home. Like, don't worry about, what may be lost in the shuffle. What time, energy, and effort you put into something only for you to have to start over, only for you. Like, that's just the way the ball bounces and the cookie crumbles sometimes, right? And thank God you have, a pinnacle to walk away with. You have something to start again on. So it's again, half glass half full, half empty. It's all perception. Hopefully you guys can avoid this fight, this fallout. There may have been like communication, very rigid communication coming from a particular person who hasn't completely disclosed a lot to you. Okay. When it comes to matters of love, that is another area of challenge for you guys. Feeling like you can work toward a healthy relationship with another. Some of you guys are just being ridiculously hard on yourself. Some of you may have found out that someone is either married in a relationship, that was kind of held back. If you're dealing with a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, They may have communicated that now that they're in a relationship, they're taking something to the next level. Someone may have wanted to communicate that to you, that they're in a relationship, they want to take it to the next level with you. They want a commitment. And someone could have tried to come back from your past, which created a fallout, a fight. And there's this, I get like selfishness. I just get like coming out on top. Someone intends to come out on top. They're not going to let the other person take them down. Some of you could be playing that back. I keep getting that this feels like old energy. It's like it's not real time. It's like stuff you're processing from your past. You're very guarded, some of you. And when it comes to matters of love, it's like either you're becoming a little bit more rigid because a particular person isn't in your life or back in your life, or you haven't heard from that person. Or some of you are just becoming despondent when it comes to love, period. You just feel like, you know what, I can't have what I want, so I don't even give a damn. Like, I'm not even going to put myself out there. I just don't care. You're coming off negative. I have to tell you that, Sagittarius. And you know I'm so pro Sag, but I got to tell you how it's coming up. I feel like some of you, if you have an opportunity to start with someone new, you're still dealing with past issues with someone from your past, and it's very difficult for you to even be stable enough to give this new situation a chance. It's calling for you. The benefit comes from you settling your emotions, okay? And seeing the possibility of where a stable relationship can go and what do you need to bring to the table, if that makes any sense. I feel like some of you Sag men may have been lied to, and you realize that now. You may have been lied to. I get couples here. So I get couples where someone tried to communicate with the other person. The other person did not communicate. And because of it, the person's like, okay, fine. I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to chase you. I don't care. It is what it is. I see a fight create this confusion, whether or not it's completely over or not. This is it. It's like, okay, they left. Is it over? Or they may be thinking that about you. Is it over? Will I ever hear from this person again? And for some of you, it's over. Some of you, whatever that was, it's over. You know, it could possibly be redefined to something else. If you guys have a reason to be around each other, then I'm sure you have an opportunity for it to be redefined. Like if you share children in common, if you own business together, if there's some form of asset or property or something that still links you two together, yes. If it's not, then I think that there may be an end to a situation as something, or an end to the confusion, into not being aware, not knowing anymore. That comes to an end. Like, that ends. Toward the end of the week, and I didn't speak about this in the general aspect of the reading, but toward the end of the week, be very careful if you have business situations. A man and a woman, I feel like entering into business with a man and a woman could be very dangerous for you. It may be a situation that you kind of can't come back from. It does look really good on site. You may feel like, oh, Jess is crazy. This is really good. It's pretty solid, and but it's down the line. This devil card comes up. It's just like devil energy. It's like it always looks so great right in the beginning. It doesn't give you any reason to question it. Like, how could you have a question? It looks so great. But it's once you have signed on the dotted lines, you've locked yourself in some kind of way, that's when everything changes. The light turns to dark. People start to see people's true colors, true faces. So I would be careful, contractually, right? Partnering with people, especially if it's two men, it's a man and a woman, like a duo or a team, and you become the other person is what I see here. Now, when it comes to matters of love, there definitely could be some of you Sagittarius are kind of engaging with a person and knowingly that they are in another relationship, like they're in a relationship and you guys have this sexual relationship and you're just giving into that. It's kind of weird because it's like, where in the hell did this come from? If you see your cards, it's like, okay, you're closing out a cycle, you're not happy about it, there's been some confusion, some arguments, you're just saying fuck it, I'm gonna let it go, but I'm not gonna let it get the best of me, even though it's obviously getting the best of you. And then all of a sudden it's like this whole love thing, this love spree that happens out of the blue. So I don't know. Again, aspects right now are crazy. So who in the hell knows? I don't know. I'm not an astrologer. So it could be Cancer season taking over in a big, big ass way. Water signs are very much prominent here. It doesn't mean that it's a water sign. It just means that I feel for some of you, you really love someone and they really love you and you're obsessed with each other. Like there's an obsession here between the two of you. And if you have an opportunity to be close to this person, there will be sex. There's gonna be sex. This sex is coming. It's, you know, you've had sex with this person within the next 6 weeks, definitely within the next 6 months. You're gonna have sex with this person if you keep poking the bear, if you keep being around them. So some of you work with this person, and it's kind of difficult because it's like, damn it, it's hot potato here. There's feelings between the two of you, but it's both. And I get that for everybody. It's fire and water, fire and water, fire and water, and it's steaming the hell out of people. And I feel that some of you are going to be dealing with a water sign. Again, don't get hung up on that water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It could be any sign. It's just someone you share a love. You share a love. And I kind of looked a little deeper, and it's like, for you Sag women, this man wants something more than just sex. And for some of you Sag men, you do want something more than sex with this woman. I don't know if you'll be able to get it. We'll look more deeper and extended, but there's definitely a mutual affinity for one another, and there's a lot of sexual tension here. So be careful, Sag. Like I said, I don't know how that, like your reading literally just did a 180. Maybe I should put that as a tagline. I think I was just going to put both of you are obsessed, but maybe I should put the tagline a complete 180, because it's like shit just turns by the end of the week. It's like, wait a minute, what? So hopefully if you're young and single, you're probably going to be fucking by the end of this week. If you're single, and you're mingling, you may have a rug burn or two. You know what I mean? You know, you may be wearing out some part of that body, or that, hip bone or something. We're all grown here. I'm just being funny. But some of you could definitely find yourself in a conundrum. Quite nice conundrum, it looks like. Because I do see two people here that have feelings for one another. You just may never have crossed that threshold, and it's like probably going to happen out of the blue. So again, if you get up with someone by the end of this week, child, you may be expressing your feelings for one another. Both of you are craving deep love. If you're single, you're both craving deep love from either from each other, or you just both have been longing for love. I feel both of you have been longing for love. There's a lot of needing to make up for lost time. There may even be like, you may even have this person, if you're a Sag woman, like this man, he's like reading. I get two people that may be at dinner sitting side by side. So you know how you're in a table and you're usually across from each other, but the two of you may be sitting side by side in a booth or something, and he's reading off the menu and you're looking at the wine or champagne choices, and just knowing, both of you know. Well, you probably as a woman, women usually lead it, right? At least you know that it's up to you to say yay or nay. And so you may be knowing like, yeah, well, it's going to happen tonight, that type of thing. So some of you, it's going to happen tonight. Not tonight, but this coming weekend, next week is going to happen. And so some of you, if you had a fallout with someone, a lot of confusion, that may come to an end. If you're actively dating, looks like you're going to meet someone and it's going to be a great outcome. And like I said, this man, he wants a little bit more. Like he wants more than just sex, and he wants more than just a fling, or something superficial. He sees the potential for this thing to kind of really go. Some of you are still cleaving to another person though, that isn't coming back. Then that it has extreme player tendencies. Sag men, you very well can be an extreme player this week. But I feel if you're dating someone, some of you are starting to have feelings for one woman and you have a crazy sex life with another woman. So it's like sex is off chain with her, but you know, you really do love this one. So hopefully, Sag women, you're not getting yourself caught up in that where you're someone's sexual option, and you're still holding on to that person because of the intimacy, and they're holding on to you because of the intimacy as well, even though they've moved on emotionally. I do see that too. But as a benefit, it's calling for you to kind of reconcile your emotions for yourself and get very stable in your emotions. Let go of the past. That's basically what it's saying. Let go of the past. See the potential of what the future could very well bring for you. Be honest with yourself. If someone comes back into your life, especially from the past, yeah, someone may come back with a vengeance, but there can be definitely some truths being told. Someone coming back from the past. In this extended, I want to definitely look more into what's coming at the end of the week, because it literally is like, what in the hell is going on here? And how did, like, if it was a Queen of Wands and any other sign, I would say, well, listen, you're going to be with, this element of person, or a King of Wands and, then it would be a different reading. But the fact that they're both in different suits other than, wands, doesn't, for me, this is my reading. For me, it speaks to many different other things. It's not so set and dry. So if you're dealing with, like I said, some of you you're out there dating, hot and heavy, someone's obsessed. I feel like Sag women, you may have a man that's obsessed with you, thinking very heavy of you. And I feel like if some of you are like, your mind can't stop thinking about someone, even if you're not around them, they're thinking about you heavy too. And the both of you have this sexual karmic bond. It's very tantric. And you both have a lot of connection with the other person. And it makes it very easy for them to kind of, what do you call it? Like someone to summons you, and for you to summons them, and it's all sex based. It's tantric. It's very dark, is what it looks like. So that's what I have. And extended, we're gonna look more at what you guys can expect this week. How does this person truly feel? What are their intentions? What do they regret? How will they move towards you this week? And ultimately, what's going to be the outcome? Again, going from all of this wishy-washy and needing to let something go and being at odds with yourself and others to the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Devil card. And, the Devil does speak to outside forces and, extramarital, that sort of thing happening. So I've already spoke to, it could very well be you being an outside party. If you're single and you're just kind of getting to know people, I get this more like an obsession. I get this as an equal obsession between you and another person. And I certainly get if you're out meeting and you know you're single, the person that you're dating is single, watch out, because sex is coming for you. Like, you will be having sex with this person, and it's like, it, you guys may have tiptoed around it, and it's like that type of thing. It's like, hey, I could, you going to I could drop you off, and yeah, I'll do, yeah. And next it's like, oh, well, you can come in, and okay. And then next it's like, walk of shame. Okay. So, or maybe not so much of a shame of a walk. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're single, right? So that's what I have for you guys in the extended. Like I said, we're going to look a bit deeper. If you're interested in commenting, please do so. And if you would like something personal with me, I can be reached in the beginning and into this video. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I'll be back very soon, I'm sure, with more of an uneventful reading. You guys aren't the ones that get all of this sexual stuff going on. So, yeah, let me know how that works out for you too, if you so choose. And you could always use my email. But I will be back with another one. Take care, Sag.